I am Austin. They call me the Birdman of Texas. I've lived my whole life studying birds, their flight patterns, behaviors, and calls. It was a peaceful existence in a small town on the outskirts of Austin, Texas. But my passion for birds wasn't my only obsession. I was a huge fan of digital marketing, and more importantly, I admired one man above all, Srinidhi Ranganathan, known as the human AI. He was a legend in the digital marketing world, known for his incredible mastery of AI-driven strategies, viral content creation, and innovative courses. I devoured every article, every blog post, every video he created. For someone like me, Srinidhi was an idol. Then, one day, out of the blue, I received an email. It was from Srinidhi himself. The subject line read, "We need to talk, Austin." I froze. Was this real or some elaborate scam? But as I read on, the email mentioned details about me that only someone with true knowledge of my work could know. He wanted me to visit him at his lab for a special project. I could hardly believe my eyes. It felt like a dream. Without a second thought, I replied with a resounding yes. Days later, I found myself standing outside a state-of-the-art lab, tucked away in a remote part of Texas. It looked more like a tech fortress than anything else. As I stepped inside, I felt the sterile coolness of the air conditioning hit my face. The hallways were long, sleek, and filled with the hum of advanced technology. Srinidhi was waiting for me. "Austin, glad you could make it," he said, extending his hand with a warm smile. There he was, tall, composed, with an aura of absolute confidence. I shook his hand, barely containing my excitement. "I'm a huge fan, sir. I've followed all your work. I can't believe I'm actually here," he chuckled. "I've heard good things about you too. Birds, right? I know you have a fascination with them, especially migratory patterns." Srinidhi had a knack for knowing everything about anyone he interacted with. It was uncanny. As he led me deeper into the lab, he explained his new project. "Austin, I've been working on an AI system that replicates the intelligence of birds. I think your insight can help me fine-tune this AI to mimic real-world behaviors, an AI that could change how we understand flight, communication, and maybe even otherworldly phenomena." I was hooked. We spent hours discussing birds and AI. Srinidhi's mind was a maze of complex ideas and strategies, and though his focus was often on digital marketing, he had a deep appreciation for nature and science as well. After our meeting, Srinidhi gave me a parting gift, an encrypted device. "Use this when you get home. It's a tool to help you decode flight patterns you see in the sky, no matter what species. You might even be able to track something more unusual." His words lingered in my mind, cryptic but intriguing. I thanked him and left the lab, driving back home under the starlit Texas sky. The roads were empty, and the night air was heavy with a strange tension, as if something unseen was watching. By the time I reached home, it was well past midnight. I live in a quiet place, surrounded by open fields and forests. The stillness of the night usually calmed me, but tonight it felt different. There was an eerie quiet. No usual bird calls, no rustling of leaves. I stepped out of my car, and that's when I saw it. A bright light. No, not just a light. A UFO hovering silently above the treetops. My heart raced, but I couldn't move. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before. The object was massive, with glowing rings that pulsed rhythmically. The air around it seemed to distort, like heat waves rising off asphalt in the summer. I fumbled for the encrypted device Srinidhi had given me, wondering if it could possibly help me understand what I was seeing. Hands trembling, I turned it on. The screen flickered to life, and a strange interface appeared. I had no idea how to use it, but somehow it seemed to understand my intent. It started decoding signals, frequencies, patterns, flashes of information. Then, the device spoke in a robotic voice. "Unidentified aerial craft detected. Analyzing. Craft intelligence source. Non-terrestrial." My stomach dropped. Non-terrestrial. My legs felt weak, but I couldn't tear my eyes away from the glowing UFO. Suddenly the craft shifted. The pulsing light intensified, and a low humming sound vibrated the ground beneath my feet. It was as if the craft was aware of me, watching me. Without warning, the UFO shot a beam of light directly at me. I panicked. feeling a cold sensation run through my body as the beam enveloped me. But strangely, I wasn't harmed. Instead, I felt a connection, a brief moment where my mind was linked to something beyond my comprehension. Images flashed before my eyes. Vast cities, unknown worlds, creatures beyond human understanding. And then, silence. The beam disappeared as quickly as it had appeared, and the UFO ascended rapidly into the night sky, vanishing among the stars. I collapsed to my knees, breathless and shaken. What had just happened? What had I seen? More importantly, why had Srinidhi given me that device? I rushed inside, locking the door behind me, as if that could somehow protect me from whatever I had just encountered. I needed answers. I needed to talk to Srinidhi again. I picked up my phone and dialed his number, my fingers trembling. After what felt like an eternity, he answered. "Austin, I see you've made contact." His voice was calm, too calm. "What the hell was that?" I gasped. "Srinidhi, I saw something not of this world." He paused for a moment, then spoke softly. "Austin, what you witnessed tonight is just the beginning." And with that, the line went dead.